They call this a fallen city. I call it a debt paid in full. 10 years I traded lies for their walls. Now I trade blood for my throne. They called Troy unbreakable. Ask the Ash who won that argument. I am Agamemnon, king of kings. I broke Troy's gates with 10 years of mortal ash. My own wife opened this gash, the price for the glory I dragged home. King of kings, they'll carve that title on a tomb no one visits.
A month ago I was a boy, nobody in this hall bothered to notice. Now they want a king. I'm still learning to be a man.
I feed the men who'd steal his throne. By the old gods, it turns my stomach sour. 20 years I've kept this pen waiting on a king the world calls drowned. Let him come home a beggar. This blade still knows its master.
10 years drowned and still they scrub his floors. To Either's new king, drink before the queen finishes her little excuse. Bed or throne, I'll take whichever she stops stalling on first. This is the sea that made me and nearly unmade me.
And I am the one who waited it out. Every voice you heard was true, and every one of them was mine to arrange.
You call it mutiny. I call it staying alive, when a captain feeds his crew to monsters for glory.
Loyalty to a queen who weaves nothing but excuses. I chose the men who actually rule this house.
Odysseus left men bleeding on Circe's shore and called it fate!
Every trial Odysseus survived, every storm that spared him, I wove them myself from Olympus. Call it fate if it comforts you, I call it the price of a favor owed. This war was never his alone to win. It was mine to orchestrate.
Every soul on this sea already burns a mark in my ledger. Odysseus, Agamemnon, the sewers bleeding for a crown I have simply not yet called their names. Call it a war, I call it a waiting room.
7 years I offered him forever. Immortality, a throne beside mine, no more storms to survive. He wept for a mortal wife every night, and still I could not let him go. In the end, love was the only magic that could not hold him. A year in my house, and every man before him left as a pig, squealing, grateful, forgetful. He alone kept his mind. That is why I kept him. Go then, Odysseus. The sea ahead holds worse witches than me.
Nobody! Nobody blinded me! That is the name he gave, the coward! Polyphemus sees nothing now! Polyphemus remembers everything! Odysseus! I curse your name to every wave that carries you home!
I am Poseidon, king of the depths, and someone will pay for what they did to me. I am Menelaus, king of Sparta.
I am Helen. They call me Helen of Troy.
I am Tiresias, the blind prophet your destiny.
Come closer, sailor. Hear how sweetly we know your name. We have sung 1,000 men onto the rocks, and not one regretted it. Until the end. Odysseus has heard us and lived. That has never happened before.
This is the sea that made me and nearly unmade me, and it has carried me home.
And I am the one who waited it out. 20 years, and I still know your walk. Every voice you heard was true, and every one of them was mine to arrange. The debt is paid.
All debts come home eventually.
The song never ends. Only the listener does.
The myth is finished. The man still has to go home.